Jade Empire is an action role-playing game developed by BioWare, originally published by Microsoft Game Studios in 2005 as an Xbox exclusive. It was later ported to Microsoft Windows PC and published by 2K Games in 2007. For this review, I'll be taking a look at the Xbox version, specifically the limited edition. Set in a world inspired by Chinese mythology, players control the last surviving spirit monk on a quest to save their tutor, Master Li, and defeat the forces of evil led by Sun Hai. The spirit monk is guided through a linear narrative, completing quests and engaging in action-based combat, with morality-based dialogue choices during conversation. The player can impact both story and gameplay progressions in various ways. In my opinion, the story is very basic. It's not a bad story, mind you. There are some pretty good journey video games out there, but I think the strongest thing that this game has going for it is the lore. I loved exploring this entire world, from the different places that you discover and the people that you meet, all the different creatures that you fight, and the ghosts that you fight in this game. It's pretty interesting. And I liked reading the books that you see when you go into a town. It's really nice. The characters in this game is a mixed bag. While I like some more than other, the problem with it is that there's just too many characters within your party range. You'll only get one partner that will fight with you, and you gotta choose them pretty wisely. The only time where I felt that there was a strong bond within the characters was towards the end. Other than that, I didn't really connect with any of the characters other than Dawnstar, as I felt she was probably the best girl just because she's the first one you meet and she has a really interesting backstory. Sagacious Zoo is a pretty interesting character as well. The gameplay and the fighting is a bit clunky in this game. It's not bad. Once you get used to it, you can pretty much go through this game pretty easily with the combat, but at first you're probably going to have a difficult time. You'll have to get used to it. I'm sure it controls much better on PC. I was playing the Xbox version and I was using the Duke controller, and I didn't have a problem with it, but I could see some people saying it's a bit too clunky for their taste. The graphics for the time are pretty impressive. The backgrounds look beautiful, the character models are on point, and the facial animation, while not perfect, is pretty good, especially for the time. There are certain areas that you go through that are just so beautiful, and sometimes I would just stop and just look around just to see the lush organic environments that were in this game, and goddamn is the art style beautiful. Sound-wise, this was pretty good. I think the voice acting was done pretty well. There were some iffy performances here and there, but overall, not terrible. I believe you can switch this to a different language, so if the English isn't really for you, go try a different language. But the best thing about the sound has to be the music. The music in this game is awesome. I really like the main card theme, and it was just really cool. I listened to it while cleaning the house earlier today, and it was just putting me in a good mood. Overall, Jade Empire was a great time for me, and I'm glad that I finally played it after all these years, after hearing so many people say that this game is fantastic, and I have to agree with you. This game is fantastic. It's perfect. I did have some problem with the characters and the amount of them, and the story not being that interesting, but the lore is fantastic, and I want to dive into that Wikipedia someday. But if you have an Xbox, definitely give this a shot. It's not that expensive. I got my copy for around $10, and it was complete, so that was pretty cool. But I do imagine that the PC port is probably going to be better, so if you want to go through that, be my guest. But Jade Empire is definitely a classic and a must-play for any gamer. And that's that. Let me know down below what you thought of Jade Empire, and if you played any other games that are similar, or if there's any other Xbox hidden gems that you think I should check out, definitely put a comment down below on what I should play, because I'm always interested in the Xbox. Big thanks to Warpbait, Nia-chan, Miasma Senpai, and my name is Doofy for supporting me on Patreon. You guys are awesome.